In the big, busy city of Lagos, there was a man named Timothy. Timothy was blind. His world was dark, but it was not silent. He built his world with sounds, with smells, and with the feelings under his fingertips. Every single day, Timothy sat on the same small piece of dusty ground. He was right outside the shining glass doors of a very big and important building, the Unity Bank headquarters. While people rushed past him to go into the bank, Timothy stayed still. His old, wooden begging bowl was placed carefully in front of him. He knew the city by its rhythm. He knew the quick, sharp clicks of high heels from office women. He knew the slow, tired shuffles of the old men. He knew the smell of roasted corn from the street vendor down the road and the strong smell of car fumes from the busy street. Most of all, he knew the people of the bank. His best friend was a young security guard named Collins. Collins was a kind man with a happy voice. Every morning, Collins would bring Timothy a cool bottle of water. "Good morning, Uncle Tim," Collins would say, placing the water next to him. "The sun is very strong today, oh." Timothy would smile, his unseeing eyes turning towards Collins's voice. "Thank you, my son. God bless you." Timothy might not have had eyes, but he had ears that missed nothing. He listened to all the sounds of the bank, and without knowing it, he was about to become the most important person in the whole city. For a few weeks, Timothy noticed a change in the sounds around Unity Bank. The usual busy, confident footsteps were now mixed with something new, worry. He heard people talking in low, nervous voices near his spot. He heard words he did not fully understand, like audit and missing funds. But the sound he understood clearly was fear. One afternoon, he heard a woman's voice. It was sharp and clear, but it was shaking. Her name was Jackie. Timothy knew her because she always said a kind hello to him. On this day, Jackie was not saying hello. She was standing a few feet away from Timothy, arguing with a man whose voice Timothy also knew. It was Mr. Beggar, one of the senior managers. "The numbers are not adding up, sir," Jackie whispered, but her whisper was loud with panic. "I see the transactions. Money is going to accounts that don't exist. Ghost accounts. Keep your voice down," Mr. Beggar hissed. "You are seeing things. Do your job and stop asking questions." "But it's millions. Billions," Jackie insisted. Then, a new sound came. It was the sound of expensive leather shoes walking slowly and confidently on the marble floor. A strong smell of expensive cologne filled the air. Everyone knew this sound and this smell. It was the chief executive officer, the big boss of the whole bank, Mr. Bello. The whispering between Jackie and Mr. Beggar stopped immediately. Timothy felt Jackie's fear grow even bigger. He heard Mr. Bello's deep, calm voice. "Is there a problem here?" Mr. Bello asked. "No, sir. No problem at all," Mr. Beggar said quickly. Jackie was just leaving. Timothy heard Jackie's quick, light footsteps as she hurried away. He felt a cold feeling in his stomach. He knew something was very, very wrong inside the shiny bank. A few days later, something happened that changed everything. It was late in the evening. The sun was going down, and the air was getting cooler. Timothy was gathering his few things to go home. Most people had already left the bank. Suddenly, he heard rushed, panicked footsteps running towards him. He knew that walk. It was Jackie. She knelt down in front of him, her breath coming in fast, scared puffs. "Uncle Timothy," she whispered, her voice tight with terror. "They are going to fire me tomorrow. They say I stole money, but I didn't. It's them. They are the thieves." Timothy reached out and found her hand. It was trembling. "Who, my daughter? Who are the thieves?" "Mr. Bello. Mr. Beggar. All of them," she cried. "They are stealing from the bank. They are stealing from everyone's savings. This is the proof." She shoved a folded piece of paper into his hand. It's the only copy. They have been looking for it. Please keep it safe. You are the only one they will not suspect. Before Timothy could say another word, Jackie jumped up and ran away. Her footsteps disappeared into the noise of the city. Timothy sat there, holding the paper. It felt light, but he knew it was heavy with secrets. He could not read it. His world was dark. How could he, a blind beggar, understand a paper full of words? But he was a clever man. He felt the edge of his old, worn-out begging bowl. There was a small tear in the cloth lining inside. Very carefully, he folded the paper until it was very small and pushed it deep into the lining of the bowl. The secret was now hidden in the last place anyone would ever look. The next morning, everything seemed normal. Collins brought Timothy his water. "Morning, Uncle Tim. How was your night?" Before Timothy could answer, a loud announcement came from inside the bank. Mr. Bellow's voice, calm and sure, was speaking to all the staff. "It is with great disappointment," Mr. Bellow's voice boomed, "that we announce the immediate dismissal of Jackie Kemdelim. She has been found guilty of attempting to steal from our valued customers." Timothy's heart sank. The lie had begun. The voice continued, "At Unity Bank, we have a zero-tolerance policy for theft. We will always protect your money." People outside the bank who heard the announcement started talking. "Ah, see thief," one woman said. "I knew that girl had bad character," said another man. Timothy felt a hot anger rise inside him. He felt the hidden paper in his bowl. He knew the truth. Jackie was not the thief. She was a good person who had tried to stop the real thieves. Now, her name was spoiled, and the real criminals were celebrating. He knew he had to do something. But what could he do? He was just a blind beggar. Who would believe him? Mr. Bellow was a powerful man, loved and respected by everyone. If Timothy spoke, people would just laugh at him. But if he stayed silent, the thieves would win. They would steal all the money, and people like Collins, who kept his little savings in the bank, would lose everything. Timothy waited for Collins's lunch break. When Collins came out to sit with him, eating his bread, Timothy spoke in a very low voice. "Collins, my son," Timothy said, "I have something to tell you. It is a dangerous thing." Collins stopped chewing. "What is it, Uncle Tim?" "The woman they fired today, Jackie. She is innocent." Collins sighed. "Uncle, how you know?" "The management said she stole." "They are lying," Timothy said firmly. "The night before, she came to me. She was very afraid. She gave me a paper. She said it is proof that Mr. Bellow and the others are the real thieves. They are stealing $1 billion. Collins was silent for a long time. Timothy could hear the worry in his breathing. "Uncle Tim," Collins finally whispered, "this is too big. Mr. Bellow is a big man. If he finds out we are involved, he will crush us. He will fire me. He might even hurt us." "I know, my son," Timothy said. "I am also afraid. But if we do nothing, they will steal money from your mother, from your brothers, from all the poor people who trust the bank. We are small, but we can be brave. Please help me." Timothy reached out and found Collins's arm. "You are a good man, Collins. I have heard it in your voice every day. Now we need to let our hearts see what our eyes cannot." Collins took a deep breath. He looked at the blind old man who had nothing but was willing to fight for the truth. He felt ashamed of his own fear. "Okay, Uncle Tim," Collins said, his voice now strong. "I will help you. What is the plan?" That evening, when the bank was closed and the street was quiet, Timothy carefully took the hidden paper from his begging bowl. He gave it to Collins. Collins unfolded it under the light of his small phone torch. His face fell. "Uncle Tim, I don't understand this," he said, confused. "It is not a normal letter. It is full of strange words and numbers. Look, P-E-1B. And here, ACC, 48,390 ABF, TRF, $50 million. And the words Project Eagle are written again and again. Timothy listened carefully. He closed his eyes, even though he was always in darkness, and thought hard. Project Eagle, he mumbled. Collins, wait. I remember. One day, I heard Mr. Bello talking on his phone. He was walking past me. He said the Eagle will fly next Friday. The 1 billion is ready. I did not know what it meant then. Collins's eyes went wide. 1 billion? So P must mean Project Eagle. And 1B is $1 billion. This paper is a record of their plan. These account numbers, they must be the ghost accounts Jackie was talking about. Timothy nodded, a small smile on his face. The pieces were starting to fit together. His memory, sharpened by years of listening, was becoming his greatest weapon. They think because I cannot see, I cannot understand, Timothy said. But they are wrong. I have been listening to their secrets for a long time. Now that they understood the code, Collins became the eyes, and Timothy became the brain. Collins had a security pass that let him into the bank at night to do his rounds. The next night, after his official duty, Collins did not go home. He told Timothy he would look for more clues. Inside the big, empty bank, Collins was scared. Every shadow looked like a person. Every sound made him jump. He went to the office of the IT department. He remembered that Jackie worked in IT. Using the codes from the paper, he searched the computer system. He was not a computer expert, but he knew how to look for the words. Project Eagle. After an hour of searching, he found it. It was a hidden folder, protected by a password. He tried a few passwords, but they failed. He was about to give up when he remembered Timothy's words. He typed the word Eaglefly. The folder opened. Inside were hundreds of files. There were fake company names, fake contracts, and records of money transfers. He saw how Mr. Bello and his team were slowly moving small amounts of money from thousands of customer accounts into a few big accounts. It was like stealing a cup of water from every well in the village until you have an ocean. Collins was shaking. He quickly used his phone to take pictures of the screen. This was the proof they needed. The following day, Timothy sensed danger. A new person was standing near him. He could not see the man, but he could feel his presence. It was a heavy, intimidating feeling. The man smelled of cheap cigarettes. "Old man," a rough voice said. It was not Mr. Bello. It was another manager, a man named Mr. Duke, who was known to be Mr. Bello's enforcer. "The CEO has noticed that you hear many things. He says you should be careful. Listening too much can be bad for your health." Timothy's blood ran cold, but he did not show his fear. He looked up in the direction of the voice, his blind eyes staring past the man. "I am just a poor blind man," Timothy said softly. "I only hear the sounds God allows me to hear." Mr. Duke laughed, a nasty, dry sound. "Good. Make sure you stay a poor blind man. Don't try to become a hero." He walked away, his heavy footsteps fading. Timothy knew then that they were being watched. Mr. Bello was getting nervous. They had to move fast. When Collins came for his break, Timothy told him about the warning. "We are running out of time, Collins," Timothy said. "We need to find Jackie. She is the only one who can explain everything to the world." Finding Jackie was not easy. She had disappeared. She was afraid that Mr. Bello's men would find her. Collins asked around quietly. He called a friend who knew a friend who lived in Jackie's area. After 2 days of searching, they got a clue. Jackie was hiding in her aunt's house in a different part of the city. That evening, Collins and Timothy went together. Collins guided Timothy through the busy streets and into a quiet neighborhood. They found the house and knocked on the door. At first, there was no answer. Then, a fearful voice from behind the door asked, "Who is it?" "It is Collins, the security guard from Unity Bank," Collins said softly. "And Timothy is with me." There was a long silence. Then, the door unlocked and opened a little. Jackie's face appeared. She looked thin and tired, her eyes red from crying. When she saw Timothy, she started to weep. "Uncle Timothy, I am so sorry I brought you into my trouble." "No, my daughter," Timothy said, reaching for her hand. "You did the right thing. We have the paper. We have seen the Project Eagle folder on the computer. But we need your help. We need you to tell your story." Jackie was terrified. "If I talk, they will kill me." "If you don't talk," Timothy said, "they will win. They will steal the $1 billion on Friday, and they will frame someone else for it. Your name will never be cleared. You will live like a thief for the rest of your life." Jackie looked at the blind old man who had risked everything to help her. She looked at Collins, who could lose his job. She felt her own courage growing. She wiped her tears. "Okay," she said. "I will do it." They could not go to the police. Mr. Bello was too powerful, and they did not know who to trust. So, they decided to go to the media. They needed a famous and honest reporter who was not afraid of big stories. Collins knew of a lady, reporter Amaka, who had a show on television where she exposed corrupt people. They decided she was their best hope. But they needed to give her a complete story. So, right in the small living room, Collins used his phone to record a video of Jackie. On the video, Jackie told everything. She explained how she first noticed the small mistakes in the accounts. How she discovered the secret. Project Eagle. She named Mr. Bello, Mr. Beggar, and Mr. Duke. She explained how they were planning to move the final $1 billion out of the country in 2 days' time, on Friday night. She held up the secret paper Timothy had kept safe. She showed the bank statements Collins had photographed. It was all there. They had their evidence. Friday arrived. The day of the big transfer. The air in the city was tense. Timothy, Collins, and Jackie took a bus to the television station. They walked into the building and asked to see reporter Amaka. At first, the people at the front desk did not want to let them in. They looked at Timothy, an old blind man in rough clothes, and a scared young woman, and thought they were troublemakers. But Timothy spoke up. "Please tell her we have information about a $1 billion scam at Unity Bank. Tell her the CEO is involved." The name, Unity Bank, and $1 billion got their attention. A few minutes later, they were sitting in reporter Amaka's office. She listened as they told their incredible story. She looked at the paper. She watched the video of Jackie. She saw the photos from the computer. Her face became very serious. "This is the biggest story of the year," she said. "If this is true, it will shake the whole country." "It is true," Timothy said, his voice calm and sure. "Every word." Reporter Amaka stood up. "Then we have no time to waste. The broadcast is in 1 hour. We will put this on air tonight." That evening, at 9 p.m., all across Nigeria, people were watching the news. In the studio, reporter Amaka looked straight into the camera. "Good evening," she began. "We have a shocking story for you tonight. A story of corruption at the highest level. A story of a $1 billion scam inside one of our most trusted banks, Unity Bank." In his big, beautiful office, Mr. Bello was watching the news and drinking expensive wine. He was waiting for a phone call to confirm that the $1 billion had been transferred. When he heard reporter Amaka's words, he froze. The glass of wine fell from his hand and broke on the floor. On the television, Amaka continued. "This scandal was not exposed by a powerful detective or a government official. It was exposed by the most unlikely of heroes, a blind beggar named Timothy." The screen showed a picture of Timothy sitting outside the bank. With the help of a brave security guard, Collins, and a whistleblower, Jackie, who was falsely accused of theft, we have uncovered Project Eagle. The broadcast showed the secret paper. It played parts of Jackie's video confession. It showed the computer files Collins had photographed. Our sources confirm that the CEO of Unity Bank, Mr. Bello, is the mastermind of this scam, and he planned to move the final $1 billion out of the country tonight. The news studio erupted into chaos. Reporter Amaka's phone started ringing non-stop. In his office, Mr. Bello panicked. He grabbed his passport and a bag of money. He ran towards the door, but it was too late. Police officers, who had also been watching the news, were already there, waiting for him. The senior police officer stepped forward. "Mr. Bello, you are under arrest for fraud, theft, and attempted escape." As the handcuffs clicked onto his wrists, the news reporter on the television said the words that everyone was waiting for. "We have just received confirmation. The CEO of Unity Bank has been fired." The days that followed were like a festival. The story was on the front page of every newspaper. "Blind Beggar is a hero," and $1 billion scam exposed. The government moved quickly. The money that had been stolen was found and returned to the bank. The accounts of all the customers were safe. Jackie was given her job back. But she was not just a normal staff member anymore. She was promoted to a very senior position because of her honesty and bravery. Collins was also a hero. The new management of the bank gave him a big reward and a promotion to a chief security officer role. And Timothy? The bank was so thankful that they set up a special trust fund for him. They bought him a comfortable new house and ensured he would never have to beg again for the rest of his life. Reporters from all over the world came to interview him. They asked, "How did you, a blind man, do what the police could not do?" Timothy just smiled his gentle smile. "My eyes do not work," he said. "So God gave me my ears and my heart to see the world. I only listened to the truth." The lesson from this amazing story is very simple. Never judge a person by what they look like on the outside. Timothy was a poor, blind beggar. People walked past him every day and did not see him. They thought he was nobody. But inside, he was a brave and clever man. He proved that true sight is not with the eyes, but with the heart and the mind. Everyone has a gift. Everyone can make a difference, no matter how small they seem. This story shows that one person's courage can change everything. Timothy, Collins, and Jackie were ordinary people who chose to do an extraordinary thing. If you were inspired by their bravery and this incredible story of good defeating evil, please show your support. Like this story if it touched your heart. Share it with your friends and family to inspire them too. Subscribe for more amazing stories of courage and truth. Thank you for watching.